few months back, I decided to make a video about if film school is worth it or not. And I put some of like my real feelings out there in that video, but I feel like at the same time I kind of censored myself in order to kind of like be neutral about it. And in reality, like if you ask me if film school is worth it, like I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't. I made some good connections out of it, that's for sure. Made some really good friends out of it, and so like on that aspect, it was good. When I take into consideration just how much money I spent and like how much time it took and all that, and like compare that with the knowledge I gained, it wasn't worth it like at all. Our professors there weren't very good. They would argue a lot with each other all the time. A lot of our professors there liked to have their ego stroked, so they would show us their personal films that they had made. It's a feat in itself to make like a short or to make a feature, but you know, if we're in film school and like we have the opportunity to analyze anything, I don't think analyzing the small feature from an unknown director who happens to be teaching at a small university in Utah is like a good comparison when you can learn from people like Bergman and Tarkovsky and these other great masters. And like most of the time, we would watch like big name director movies, but at the same time, it was kind of like I've seen Spielberg growing up, and I'm sure most people have. Spielberg's a household name, and so is Christopher Nolan, but not everyone is going to watch Tarkovsky. And in one of the classes that's really frustrated me, I walked in and the professor told us that his goal was to make us watch films that we probably wouldn't normally watch otherwise. Sounds cool, right? But then when we get there, the first movie he shows was Moonstruck. And I was thinking, Moonstruck is a fine movie and I've seen it before, but it's not the kind of thing that I think I'm going to want to analyze. And like, if you love Moonstruck, I'm sorry, I just don't. But my point is, it's like, why are we analyzing Moonstruck over analyzing Cries and Whispers or Scenes from a Marriage, things like that? And never once in this class um, do we talk about like Bergman or Tarkovsky or Varda or Demi. Actually, I take that back. We did watch a Demi movie once, and then we watched a Kurosawa piece once. But it was just kind of disappointing where you have literally the entire world of cinema, and we like focused on the very mainstream films that majority of us had seen or were probably going to watch. It didn't really raise awareness to like anything else other than that. And so there were moments here and there of things that I enjoyed analyzing and stuff like that, but for the grand majority, I kind of felt like it was a ripoff. There was a time too where I asked the professor if we were going to look at any foreign films because like I was very interested in Bergman at that time and I was becoming more and more interested in his work and wanted to see other pieces like that. So I asked the professor, "Will we be looking at any foreign films this semester?" And he said, "I don't plan on it, but if there's anything that you want to bring in and show the class, you can do it, but I don't really have any plans on showing any foreign films." And I just kind of got to thinking like American cinema has gems. Like I'm not saying American cinema is bad, but like again, I just bring it back to Bergman and I just like he's one of my favorite filmmakers and many people adore him and Bergman has so much influence on so many filmmakers and I just kept thinking why aren't we watching these kinds of films? I wish I would have gone for like a couple semesters, maybe 4 semesters at the most, because most of the connections I got from film school, I think I managed to get those within like the first 2 years of film school. But you know, to be fair, I complain about it, but at the same time, I kind of didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was at school. I wanted to direct and write, and now my goals have shifted entirely to where I want to be a DP, and I'm currently working freelance as a first AC, and I love being a first AC. Just like my overall experience was pretty horrible when it came to actual education. But to the friends I've made, oh my god, I love the friends I've made. I've met some great people. I've worked with many of these people like outside of film school and they have hired me onto new projects where like I have made other connections and then you know it's just this I guess a snowball effect of like positivity on that side of it. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's a mixed bag for sure for everyone. But I wouldn't recommend the school I went to, at least not at the time that I was there. I've heard things have changed, but I don't know how much they have changed. But yeah, it was a nightmare of education. The best kind of education you could probably get is signing up for the Criterion Channel, watching those films, watching essays by other YouTubers, like the Cinema Cartography. I recommend kind of like I guess it's kind of dumb to say, but the YouTube University of Filmmaking, because it's more interesting and it's free. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. My unfiltered thoughts on that side of it. But yeah, thanks for watching.